Hi everyone, first-time poster, long-time lurker. I am sorry for the long essay, but it was necessary to capture some of the essence of what I endured. Today, the 30th of September, I turned 50. An extraordinary milestone birthday for me. Reason being my entire life has been plagued with trauma and tragedy. I feel blessed to have made it this far. I have come close to dying over 15 times, and each time I have whispered to death, "Not today." To give you some examples, I was mugged at knife point by 3 guys while traveling on a bus from work. Another time, the bus I was in caught on fire. When my son was 6 months old, the minibus we were traveling in was sprayed with bullets from a rival taxi gang. Thankfully, nobody was hit. Another time I went out with my cousin and her friend's ex-boyfriend riddled our car with bullets. While at work, 6 armed men broke into the company I worked for. I thought we were all going to die. God was with us and there were no fatalities. When I was 40, I was admitted to hospital for pneumonia and accidentally put into a TB ward, and I contracted a rare strain of TB. I lay in that hospital for a week, not receiving any kind of treatment, and just feeling my life slowly draining away. I gathered enough strength to ask the doctor about why I was not receiving treatment, and he said he did not know what was wrong with me. I then asked why no tests were done to determine what was wrong, and he replied that the machine was broken. When I inquired about machine repairs, he gave me a date over 6 weeks away. I responded that he and I both knew I would not last the week. He sent me to another hospital to do the test. The doctor there declared me unstable and admitted me to that hospital, which was a blessing and saved my life. The bronchoscopy was performed 2 weeks later and I flatlined. I was resuscitated and sent to ICU. Family members were called and told there was no hope, and if I did survive by some miracle, then I would not have a good quality of life. After 3 days I woke up and my memory, speech, and mobility was tested, and I was fine. Doctors were shocked. The test was repeated a week later because it had to be stopped, when I flatlined and I barely survived the second time. Turns out I had TB, and I was put on treatment. Unfortunately for me, I suffered liver failure a few times. Turns out my liver could not handle the rifampicin tablet. After continuous liver failure, and on the verge of needing a transplant, I was taken off that medication and put on milder treatment. Instead of the usual 3 to 6 months, I was on a 19-month course of treatment and taking 28 tablets a day. I did survive, but because it took so long to diagnose and treat me, the TB attacked my thyroid gland, my lungs, and my spine. I spent 3 months in hospital, and those were dark days. I am now on chronic medication, and every day is a struggle. My life will never be the same again, but I am alive. My life used to be very challenging, but for the last few years I have been a dull homebody. I lost my mother at age 51 to lupus, and my dad at 71 to Alzheimer's. I have had more than my fair share of troubles, and I am also a survivor of domestic abuse. So for me, turning 50 is indeed a miracle. I was born a warrior. I know my battles are not over yet. I wait for the next round. No bananas because they were all eaten. Shoe size UK 8. My pick for tax purposes. When Megan told me she wanted to get married in jeans, I nearly choked on my coffee. After 26 years of dreaming about walking her down the aisle in the dress of her dreams, my only daughter wanted denim and cowboy boots for her wedding day. "Mom, I'm not a princess gown kind of girl," she said, sitting cross-legged on my kitchen counter, in those faded Levi's she'd worn through high school and college. "I want to feel like me, not some version of what everyone expects a bride to look like." My heart broke a little. All those years of saving for her wedding, all those Pinterest boards we'd made together when she was younger, gone in favor of practicality and comfort. What would people think? What would her future mother-in-law say? But then I really looked at her, flour in her hair from helping me bake, laughing at something on her phone, completely herself in those worn jeans that had been through everything with her. First day of college, job interviews, lazy Sunday mornings with the boy who was about to become her husband. That's when the idea hit me. What if we could have both? What if I could take those jeans she loved so much and transform them into something magical? I found a seamstress on To-Do app who specialized in unconventional wedding alterations. Together we designed this flowing gown that honored both my dreams and hers. The denim became elegant panels flowing into yards of romantic lace, creating something that was both country and princess, practical and breathtaking. When Megan tried it on for the first time, she spun around my living room like she was 7 years old again. "It's perfect, Mom. It's exactly me." And seeing her face light up, I realized it was exactly what I'd been dreaming of all along. Now I create custom denim wedding dresses through my own To-Do shop, helping other mothers and daughters find that perfect balance between tradition and individuality. Because sometimes the most beautiful compromise comes from loving someone enough to see them clearly.